Hey, random stranger. The search for other cities, man from Winterhome. We found an exhausted man at the edge of our city. He said that he came from Winterhome, a settlement located not far from here, and that he was the last survivor. Winterhome is dead. Everyone's dead. There's no hope for survival in this accursed wasteland. You're all doomed. You must escape. Those were his last words. So we're alone. One person died. The news has shocked everyone in the city. There were supposed to be many settlements and construction crews here, people living normal lives in homes heated by generators, but we're alone. Hope falls. Why did Winterhome fail? Are we all going to die here too? They're all dead? Terrible. All these poor people. We can't end up like them. We should never have left Britain. Come on, I've got you guys. Winterhome has fallen. They're all dead. How will we survive here without any help? We have to go back to London. There's no hope for us here in this frozen desert. People start to gather as the news of the fate of Winterhome spreads through the city. Some of them want to drop everything and flee to London. Panic is starting to set in. I must give them purpose. So we're going to go order. I've done faith a lot of times. So I've done order a couple of times too, but I think I want to try order this time. People are shaken, racked by fear and doubt. They've lost hope in our chances of survival. Desperation could quickly push them to commit reckless acts. We have to unite them behind a vision of the future. Decide what will give them purpose and restore hope, or else our city will descend into the chaos that consumed Winterhome. Order and discipline. Oh, I can sign a law. Already? Oh. Neighborhood watch. We need to mobilize and stand together to help people in need and protect them from troublemakers. Let's see. If he lived 12 hours longer and saw your city, he would be like, this is better than anything I've ever seen. Yeah, having played the Winterhome scenario, if that's what he came from, yikes. Yeah. So let's build us some watchtowers. Yeah, I probably should have put the watchtowers in the inner ring. And then the fighting arenas in the outer ring. No, it's covering basically everything. There's a couple of houses that are going to get missed in the corners, but it's fine. There's our 2 watchtowers. Meanwhile, all of you guys... you. Explore Winterhome. The fall of Winterhome. The streets of the ruined city are littered with scores of dead bodies. The City Chronicle describes the shortage of food and citizens' increasing despair. The following squabbles, riots, and descent into anarchy. Fights for dwindling resources and the eventual starvation. The last entry, God forgive us, we're eating our dead. There's no hope. Snowcliff and American Camp. May they rest in peace. And 2 steam cores. Alright. You immediately go back with those steam cores, you explore the Snowcliff, and you head to the American camp. If I had a better idea of where these would show up, I would have moved where people were, but oh well. Automaton integration has been researched. So we're going to have 2 more steam cores coming in. So, again, I could go infirmary, which doesn't feel needed yet. But I could possibly tear down some of these medical posts and build an infirmary. Just 'cause. I've only done last autumn once with my brother who was less ethical concerns than myself, and he totally stole all the parts to Winterhome. Don't need infirmary till late game. Yeah. I know I don't need the infirmary. I keep wanting it, but it's definitely not needed. I could go streamline automaton and with those steam cores build a factory and an automaton and start our automaton progression. And that's probably what I'll do. So we'll have streamlined automatons so that when it gets here, I can immediately build a factory and then an automaton. Although there's something to be said for researching resource depot upgrades so I don't have to keep building resource depots. Since that's going to take like no time, might as well. The unconvinced want to leave. Sir, you've convinced the majority, but hope is low. A group of our people are still so scared they want to flee for London in 15 days. They've come to try to change your mind. You say order will save us? Nonsense! What are we going to orderly decide who to eat first and when we start to starve? If we don't try to reach London, we'll end up like Winterhome. Calm down, we're not going to die. The Londoners. Your people are divided. Some of them are so scared that they plan to leave the city for London in 15 days. They'll try to convince others to join them, preying on their discontent. Fear may lead people to desperate acts. Maintain peace, give people hope, and manage their discontent to guide the city safely through the looming social crisis. So is it hope that I need to raise, or discontent I need to drop? Or the Londoners to go down? I don't know. Let's staff you. And you. Hope rises. That did lower this, so I think hope is the deciding factor. Long hours of toil. Nah, I'm gonna keep doing what I do. Sorry, man. Okay. There's that. Then we will go with streamlined automatons. They'll never make it to London? Of course not. It's like 1,900 miles away from what we saw in an earlier event. And they got here using like steam-powered vehicles. Trying to walk that whole distance with whatever food they can carry in rucksacks? Come on. Not entirely sure, but I think it's hope changes the rate of Londoners joining, leaving, and discontent for all the crappy events they do. Could be. Let's see. 20 o'clock is when you guys think you're done for the day.
Time to rest, folks. Work's out for today.
When does this 24-hour shift end? Oh, that's still gonna go for a while. Alright. Why is no one working here? What are you guys doing? 2 workers on this shift and they're both in treatment at the moment. There are only 11 people in treatment in the entire city, and 2 of those 11 work in this watchtower? Come on, guys. What can I be doing? You guys are still all on your way, and I don't have an outpost location. I have Winterhome, which I can get wood. That's not a big deal. Let's build a couple more resource depots, because I am still running out of space. Even with that research. Wood outpost is pretty worthless if you have every single wall drill. I mean, even if you don't have every wall drill, a single wall drill, like a base wall drill with a automaton working 24 hours, is so much wood. American camp. There's not a living soul in the camp. We found about a dozen emaciated bodies. Surprisingly, most of them were amputees fitted with prosthesis. The American camp was well supplied with everything except food. Searching the tents, we found more victims of hunger. Most of them had badly worn but sophisticated artificial limbs, bearing a company symbol, Tesla Manufacturing. We can only bury them and take their equipment. Take the steam core and some steel. Let's see, 11 hours? Yeah. You keep going. The steam core would be useful, but Meh. Snow cliff. A hole in the snow cliffs leads to a small chamber. Someone lives here, but the lonely human figure we saw from afar has disappeared. It might be the sole survivor of Winterhome. The refugee from Winterhome. The man we've seen from afar was nowhere to be found. Searching his burrow, we found a diary of a scientist who fled Winterhome. After the starving city fell into chaos, its leader, an army captain, appointed himself an absolute ruler. He tried to impose order using force. Plenty of people, disgruntled, deserted the city, and most of the others rebelled against him. Shrouded Cave and Freshwater Springs, and another steam core. I don't know. Unfrozen water here points to the presence of Freshwater Springs or Shrouded Cave. Faint patch of smoke. Entrance to a cave inhabited. I don't really need survivors at the moment. Let's go to the Freshwater Springs. Oh, we need another 24-hour shift. Keep that research coming. Okay, so that was Streamline Automatons researched. Let's see. We have cold, still no cold on the horizon. At some point I should start thinking about that, but if it's just gonna not change the temperature, why bother? Won't that guy in the snow cave die if you take all his resources but not him? I mean, we looked around and he wasn't there, so that's his problem, right? Could get more steel. It's not critical. Efficient gathering and gathering posts, whatever, blah blah blah, could help with coal eventually if I need it. I'm at a point where I've got everything I really critically need, and so now it's like, well, what do I do? I mean, I could just go all the way to the max research, so then I can grab whatever I need when I need it. Is there anything here that's critical? Oh, more hothouse. I do want that. More steel is always good, especially if you're going to make like 10 automatons. That's fair. I've got a lot of steel, but it's true that I probably should make sure I've got plenty of steel kicking around for when I do go on an automaton building spree. People join the Londoners. Sir, the people who want to leave for London have successfully urged their friends and neighbors to join them. People are more easily persuaded because they have little hope in our ultimate survival. Yeah, so it is hope that I need to raise up. And I don't think I have any abilities yet. No. We'll get those soon enough. Alright, there's our 2 steam cores. Pause the game. You. Could send you back out here. Or send this person this way as well. So this person can turn around with whatever they find plus their steam core. I'm going to do that. You go this way so you can continue the exploration while they turn around and bring steam cores back. And we're just going to try and quickly push to Tesla City.
The work shift starts.
Alright, more rations. More coal, I guess. How is our coal production at this point? Good, but not great. And I probably could actually do with some more wood production for when we are going to be pushing for automatons. Oh, right. Speaking of, tech, factory. Yeah, there's no way to squeeze it in anywhere. It's a shame. And I could put it out here somewhere, but that's a waste of housing area. But I've got plenty more area to build houses. Why not? Right, you. That's what I was thinking of. Freshwater springs, also people. Fantastic. Several pools are kept from freezing by hot springs deep underground. Patches of hardy lichen cling to the bare rocks at their edges. It looks like a good place for a hideout. Degenerated, but alive. Near the freshwater springs, we've met some refugees from Winterhome. They are a sorry sight, and seem to be completely unmoved by the fate of their city. Asked what kept them from starving, they look away and then mumble something about eating lichen. We escort them to the city. It's some workers and some children. Send them to the city. I'm just gonna send them. I'm gonna keep exploring out here. And I'm not critical for 7 children or 22 workers. Some of them might die, but that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Shrouded Cave or the Frozen Grove. Trees. That'll be more people. So I'll have to build more homes, but we've got locations for it. How many people is that? That's 30-ish. So 3 more houses. I'll just take care of that now while I'm thinking about it. Alright, temporary settlement. More steam cores. The settlement seems to have been abandoned. It consists of several tidy wooden shacks that are now completely empty. An upright boulder stands at its center. The center of the settlement is marked with an upright boulder. On its roughly plain face, someone chiseled the following: "May God forgive the genius who sacrificed human lives in the name of progress, for we can't, exiles of Tesla City." We won't touch the monument, but we decide to dismantle the huts for wood. Dreadnought Landing and Walled Colony. I think Walled Colony is actually Tesla City. Maybe. So let's have you go back to our city because you have 2 steam cores. And you guys go now to here. And then from there move on to the walled city. Found the intervention. Sir, a child climbed the generator, slipped and fell, but was thankfully caught by a neighborhood watch member who was on patrol nearby. He then escorted the child to his mother and gave them both a good talking to. It could have been ended with a broken leg or worse if it weren't for our watchmen, a neighbor commented. We're lucky to have them. I'm glad it ended well. Alright. So we could go here, although, again, food is currently not an issue, which is shocking to me. Not really sure how that happened. But we make our hothouses and industrial hothouses even more efficient. Boosted scout sleds, so they move even faster. 100% faster. You don't say. Automaton integration or automaton redesign. Sure, we'll do the redesign. Make them even cheaper. Let's check our heating situation. Heating is still... I thought this game had cold. Isn't there supposed to be a storm coming?
Finish your labors, people. The workday is up.
You are waiting. Alright, head on to the walled city. I thought this game had cold. Yeah. I mean, negative 40C is not cold, clearly. Everyone is super comfortable and livable. So... where's my cold? Alright, where are my engineers working that doesn't need to be engineers? You guys. That. There we go. Put my engineers in there. I can make a new law. Morning gatherings, which will gather each morning to make sure our goals and priorities for the day are clear to everyone. Hope will rise slightly, and morning gatherings will slightly raise hope from time to time. Or guard stations. An organized militia will maintain peace and order in our city and help us deal with anyone who might threaten it. Introducing this law, another one can be passed after a day 12 hours. So guard stations raise the hope of people nearby, lower discontent. I don't know which is better. I will do morning gatherings first, and then we'll do guard stations maybe. Ooh, foreman. Foreman's super good. Particularly since I have absurd amounts of food.
Listen, everyone.
So let's hold off on building our automaton until this finishes. Wow, it's going to take you guys 3 days to get here? Yikes. And looks like a child has died. Oops. Alright, children's hideout. This cave is a hideout for some children who were evacuated from Winterhome. There are no adult survivors here. We should talk to the kids and take them to our city. We talked to the children in the hideout. They said that one night their teachers and some hunters took them out from Winterhome on a secret adventure. Teachers told them they're going to stay here for a while. When the food ran low, their guardians went back to get more and didn't return. It seems these kids were evacuated in time before things in their city got really ugly. So we didn't learn any new locations, so I could send them to the city. You people discontented way up, hope dropping way down. Yeah. I could send the children to the city because children are effectively useless in this game. A lot of them would die on the way. Also, just the idea of pointing them in the direction, being like, there's a city in that way. Wander by yourselves for 4 or 5 days. You'll get there, I promise. But it's super inefficient for me to escort them. Or leave them to their fate, not knowing the way to the city. The children will die trying to find it. Yikes. I will choose to not be a monster, and since we're doing so well, I will escort the children to the city. Even though it's definitely not the efficient choice. We formed the children into an orderly column and set off towards the city. They walk quietly and resolutely, like little adults, the youngest clutching their toys tightly. This is going to be a long journey. Please have enough warm beds prepared for their arrival. So, yeah, the efficient thing would have been to send the children on their own to the city, and then take my scouts out here to explore. Or to have explored here first if I knew that was children's hideout. But I did not. So that's going to be another 30-ish people coming. So this is outside of the range of the the fighting arena, but that's fine. It's still within a warm range and within the guard post range. Okay, let's now get us an automaton, which should be a lot cheaper than normal. Yeah, 50 wood, 50 coal. I think normally it's 100 of each. 50 wood, 50 steel, 50 coal. So that cut it down on a lot. Meanwhile, research-wise, I agree I probably do need to focus on getting more steel. I would have thought it would have spent the steam core as soon as I clicked. But maybe it doesn't, because I thought I only had a single steam core free. Speaking of steam cores, hello. Alright. I'm gonna have you go out here. There's a good chance these people will die at Tesla City. Speaking of, yeah, so getting lost in various ideas. I want a team sent out. Do I have workers available anywhere? No. Well, the pub doesn't need that many. And cookhouse probably doesn't need that many. So we'll make an outpost team and get them going this way as well. Meanwhile, let's get a couple more automatons. The more the merrier.
Get to work. Move,
You.
people. There's plenty to do.
Exod Colony. Numerous snow shelters are expertly built from blocks of hard-packed snow huddle around cold, burned-out campfires. Deathly silence hangs over the colony. This is not Tesla City, in fact. Some of the exiles are still alive, just barely. We could try to bring them to our city, although they might die on the way. One of the dying held a diary to his chest. We read the last entry. Exiled from Tesla City, with food and fuel running out, we sent the strongest among us to search for help. They're our last hope. We're afraid this refers to the poor Yankees we buried. Escort the exiles to the city, leave the exiles to their fate, rob the exiles for their supplies. Ouch. So, I don't get that wood or steel if I take them back. I only get it if I rob them. That is harsh. So I can't just point them in the right direction. These ones I have to actually escort back. Alright. We took the exiles to the city. We pulled the dying exiles from their snow houses and prepared them for the journey to the city. Some of them stirred from their death-like slumber to bless their absent friends for bringing help. We couldn't tell them the truth, not yet. And that wasn't Tesla City, so I guess we need to go to the Dreadnought Landing. Because Tesla City didn't pop up. Probably should have played this scenario again before I did this, so I had a better idea of where everything shows up. But it's more fun this way. Okay, we're working on Advanced Steelworks, that's right. And I am out of spare people, which is exciting. New automaton has been built. Alright. We will put you... We've got one in that wall drill. Do I put him into food? Or do I put him into steel? And how efficient are my automatons at this point? Did I get all the way through? No, I have one more integration, so they're not quite up to their 90% max. I should build another wall drill, maybe. Or, I know I typically don't get the upgrade, so a wall drill does 136 wood. Yeah, a second steam core to just get you up to 170 wood is so bad. That is a terrible deal. So I could build a second wall drill just to keep my wood production up. And then put an automaton in there. But I guess at the moment we will put the automaton into food production. You never have too much food. Fundamental research. Sir, an engineer is asking for a day off to study an automaton closely. The automatons can be improved. They may be the pinnacle of our technology, but if we learn how to make them, we can surely learn how to make them better. If I take a closer look at any machine, I can adjust it to improve its performance. Why should it be any different with them? Carry on with the project. An engineer won't be able to work for 24 hours. This quest line is really good and should always be done. Hey, Lurking Recluse. Which scenario is this? So this is the new home scenario. I'm playing on hard, but in addition to those challenges, I am also working on 2 achievements. The Vegetarian achievement and the Worse Than London achievement, which is to... Vegetarian is to only use hothouses, so we can't use hunters' huts. And Worse Than London is to never build houses or bunkhouses. So we're going to be stuck in tents throughout the scenario. I guess you head towards the Dreadnought Landing. Really? Are you guys not generating coal fast enough? I suppose so. I mean, there's an easy fix for that. A research for it, in fact. Yep, on hard. So that's the attempt, is to try and do this on hard. I've never done either of those achievements, so I am giving it a shot. It may turn out terribly, or it may work great. Automaton integration sounds good. We do have cold coming up now, so I need to start thinking about heating. So maybe we will first get steam coal thumpers. So that way we've got more coal coming in, and then we'll start working on heating. You get doing the achievements, but on hard? Yeah. It's my 1 year Twitch anniversary, so I figured I'd do something a bit challenging, try and push myself, and see how it goes. It might fail. Like, I'm accepting that entirely as a possibility. Foreman is fantastic. You throw food at a workplace, and for 24 hours, it's far more efficient. Resources, advanced steelworks. Probably should have done that at night. It's basically night. Oh, I need to put an engineer back on that. Forgot that the guy took the day off and they didn't use one of my already taken the time off people. Only ever gone up the tree into the shrines and stuff? Yeah. So, obviously there's the two different law paths. There's the faith and then the order. I usually do faith, which is why I'm doing order this time. Order also offers some really good bonuses. Did I get foreman this time? Yes, I did. Okay. So even though this has an automaton in it, I can still use the foreman. So for 24 hours, which is convenient because the automatons make it run for 24 hours, I can get 40% more efficiency. So I'll just shout at that automaton. One of you that has people working in it. At the fighting arena going to eat. I need one of these to be working efficiently. Who dismissed you? Get someone else. I'm wanting one of them to work 24 hours. Alright. You dismiss. You dismiss. Add a new person. There, 100% efficiency. You are now working 24 hours and at 40% efficiency. There we go. Go into the fighting arena. Ha.